Hey, Eastern Oregon, welcome to this November the 22nd version of AM Live on EOA, your connection to Eastern Oregon. We're also on Roku. Hey.
Morning.
How's it going, man?
Second Monday, not first Friday. I was ahead of myself. We don't get a first Friday this week.
No. Yeah, we will, but it'll be like the first Friday this week will be like turkey. This is turkey
I
week.
don't like turkey that much.
Are you like, yeah?
Even if people say it's moist, it's still dry to me. And I don't like mashed potatoes. I don't like gravy. So, I mean,
so what do
I
you
like prime rib?
So you're a prime rib guy
Yeah. Why do you waste your time with a turkey? Like, I don't understand. Like, you can have way better things in my eyes. Like, I've cooked turkeys. I'll cook turkeys. I like cooking, but I don't.
Yeah.
Turkey's not my favorite.
So I'm gonna smoke a couple of turkeys. I think
that'll be all right. Deep fried turkey skin is good.
The skin itself.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like it is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't like cranberry sauce out of the can either.
I agree.
It's disgusting. My mom makes really good homemade cranberry
sauce. I forget, there was sometime someone made me a sandwich. I was not a big cranberry person until somebody made me a turkey sandwich with cranberry on the sandwich.
I don't like it out of the can.
Yeah.
Even honestly.
Yeah.
I do. I mean, I can handle turkey sandwiches, but not I don't want like 4-day-old turkey from Thanksgiving on a sandwich because I don't like mayonnaise either. So what are you gonna do? Eat like this dry, like you're sitting there having to take a drink every time you take a bite?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how you see. I like.
Man,
I love mayonnaise.
Like if you can hide it for me, I'll eat it. Like if it's in like a sauce or like in a
salad or something.
But like on a sandwich, I won't eat it unless there's mustard with it. So like a very little amount of mayonnaise and then mustard to cover up the taste of the.
See, and I'm that way with mustard. So it's like I like a lot of mayonnaise and I like mustard if it's just a taste, just a little bit.
Mayonnaise is so gross.
Oh. Yeah. So hey,
and even worse is that other kind of mayonnaise. What is that stuff called?
Miracle Whip.
Oh,
yeah. Hey, if you're watching, weigh in. Let us know what your favorite Thanksgiving thing is.
My favorite thing is stuffing, but I don't like white bread stuffing. I only like cornbread stuffing.
I don't think I've had
cornbread. It's more of a stuffing. Southern thing. I think I make it with like sometimes I'll put shrimp and sausage in the stuffing. Yeah.
Does it stay together though?
Yeah.
I mean, cornbread.
Yeah, you cook it. You can buy cornbread stuffing.
And then I see.
You pack it in and cook it, and I prefer cornbread. Like I don't like white bread stuffing that much. I'm kind of picky when it comes to like, especially Thanksgiving because I mean, there's what else I do like green bean casserole. I love that.
So, but I think generally you're just pretty picky though.
About food?
No, you're pretty. The things you like.
Yeah, that's true.
The things you like or the things you don't like, or you kind of got them nailed down.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh well, I think I get that from my grandma. She was like that.
Was she?
Grandma. So like there are certain rules. Like the only ketchup that was allowed in the house was Heinz. If she went to a restaurant and they didn't have Heinz ketchup, she would leave.
You're kidding?
No.
Why?
It was just.
That was the
Lay's
thing.
Potato chips, same thing. Knudsen, sour cream and cottage cheese, the only kind she would eat. Yeah, she was like that. Where was she? Sparkletts water. So down in California where they lived, you had to drink bottled water. You couldn't drink the water off the tap.
The tap.
She would not touch Arrowhead. Sparkletts only. And so Arrowhead and Sparkletts are the two major delivery companies that bring you the big, jugs. And it was only Sparkletts, Grandma. If it wasn't Sparkletts, she ain't touching it. It's contaminated.
Was she well to do?
Like,
I mean, did they have money? Yeah.
You don't get to be picky like that if you don't. You know what I mean? Like, you can't go in and order a filet mignon burnt with Heinz ketchup, and if it's not perfect, walk out if you don't have money.
A filet mignon burnt with Heinz ketchup. Wow. I mean, there are so
100% my grandma.
There are so many red flags in that order.
Hey,
Yeah.
She knew what she worked hard her whole life, and she knew what she liked. Bailey's and milk was like, and she'd have like one drink a month maybe. But if it wasn't like perfect when she got it, she'd send it back.
Bailey's?
Yeah, you know, like Bailey's ice
no,
cream.
No, I like
milk.
Bailey's. I like Bailey's in my coffee. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's kind of like a White Russian, but it's like it doesn't have the vodka.
Right.
And it had to be almost like this perfect consistency, or she was just picky. She was like that.
Yeah, it's funny. I stopped by and picked up some eggnog. Tanya likes this. Well, and it's good. I do too. It's like it's a alcoholic. It's an eggnog with alcohol.
Evan Williams. Like Evan Williams.
Yeah, but
they make it like pre-made in the liquor store.
Yeah. Anyhow, I stopped by and picked up a couple of bottles of that the other day because we do at the holiday season. Yeah.
The other things from my grandma, Dooneyburg purses was the only kind of purse she would carry, and the only car she would drive was a Cadillac.
Huh.
Wouldn't even drive my grandpa's car. Wouldn't even get.
Wasn't even an option.
Not an option. No.
Yeah. So what did your grandpa do?
My grandpa?
What did your grandma and grandpa do?
My grandpa was was a Marine Corps Master Gunnery Sergeant when he retired, which 24 years, and then he went directly into the Federal Bureau of Prisons.
Oh, that's right. He was the warden.
He ended up becoming a warden, and then my grandmother was in escrow with Wells Fargo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and she retired in her early 50s. Because I remember her working, but very, very short amount of time as in my childhood, and then she was. But I mean, they lived in Rancho Bernardo, which is when my grandpa was the associate warden at MCC San Diego. They lived in Rancho Bernardo, which was like the gated, nice community in San Diego with a pool, and it was Grandma and Grandpa's house was the place to be. One of my favorite my favorite memory ever, actually. And this is going to be weird, but you got to understand, I grew up really poor in a pretty tough environment.
Mm-hmm.
But Grandma's house, she had real butter. Real butter was like heaven.
Yeah.
Like I remember rye toast with real butter and raspberry jam. Like as soon as we got to and so now I won't even buy a margarine.
It's kind of funny because I grew up on margarine. My folks were
so terrible.
Yeah, I grew up kind of in a very modest family, and so, but when I got married to Tanya, it's like margarine is like no way. I mean, it's like
there's no margarine. I was talking with my sister Kelly, and my sister Kelly, she doesn't know anything about being like what we know. What her brothers know, what I mean? Because she grew up, my parents were out of that lifestyle. And, but we were talking about Velveeta cheese. and my mom was there, and I'm like, I won't touch Velveeta cheese. And she's like, oh, why? And my mom goes, because it's just like the damn government cheese we used to get when we were poor off the truck. And I was like, you're right. There's some things I won't. The reason why I won't eat mashed potatoes really is because I just don't like the texture, because we had instant potatoes because they were cheap. I won't eat pancakes. I won't eat hot dogs. I won't eat hamburger helper. Oh no. And I don't drink milk. Because I just have bad memories of like powdered milk in chunks, and I just don't. It's not my.
That's funny.
Weird, huh?
No,
weird,
it's kind of so I grew up, we had we were hunters. We hunted my entire life. But it was because, again, a lot of it was because we were poor, and if there was going to be food on the table, it was going to be wild game, And so, and I grew up in Wyoming, and antelope. People will drive miles and miles to go kill an antelope from Oregon, but antelope is the worst tasting stuff. It's just like, it tastes like sagebrush. It's very wild.
I've had it.
Yeah. So we would turn antelope into hamburger or what, but anyhow, but my mom, she would make gravy. She would season whatever it was whether it was deer or antelope or whatever it was. She'd beat the crap out of it first so that it was tenderized, and then we'd have steak, but it was always gravy. Always flour gravy with the wild steak. And she just figured out how to. It was funny because the other day I was fixing dinner and I made hamburger gravy and toast. And it was like It was the thing that my mom would make,
My grandma made that, but it wasn't with hamburger. It was like with chipped beef, and it's called shit on a shingle.
Yeah.
I remember that. That's actually kind of good. Now, hamburger gravy over rice? Nah.
Yeah, I'd never do
That's
that, right? But hamburger
no.
gravy, and Tanya makes homemade bread, and it's
white
awesome.
Gravy or brown?
Well, I mean, it's white gravy.
See, that's another thing I don't do real well is gravy.
But see, it took me forever. I mean, I watched my mom do that, and there's a thing, you cook the hamburger and you pull the meat out, leave the grease in the bottom, and then you make gravy, add a little bit of flour and a little bit of milk.
Yeah, you make a roux.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a funny story. I'm going to tell it. My ex-wife, her grandparents, the very first time I met them, right?
Yeah.
They're Mennonite. They come from Mennonite. And she's like, we're going to go over there for dinner. And so what do we have for dinner? Like everything. The only thing that I like on the plate is the vegetable, okay? It's mashed potatoes and gravy, really thin brown gravy with really like whipped mashed potatoes and Salisbury steak, which I cannot stand. Like, if you have to put gravy on meat, you shouldn't be eating it in my eyes. Like, so I had to eat all, and it's just bland. Like, there's like, I don't know if it's a Mennonite thing or what, but it was just bland as heck. And I was a trooper. I powered through it, but that was.
See, I'm not a thin gravy person.
Oh no!
I mean, the only time I do thin type gravy is if I'm doing odd juice with prime rib or something like that. Yeah,
I don't. I have a thing with hot and wet. Like I don't drink coffee. I don't drink hot tea. I don't eat gravy. I don't like soups unless they're really thick. The soup I had yesterday was about as thin as I'll go, and I put crackers in it.
Yeah.
It's just no. I don't like being hot for one thing. So if it's hot and it's thin, it automatically warms you up, right? And I'm not a fan of that. So I've never been the hot and thin dude. So I've never been. And I'll eat gravy, but it's got to have meat in it. It's got to be thick. And like clam chowder, if you give me like a wet clam, no. Yeah, that thing, it needs to be like stick to the side of your throat.
Yeah, I'm with you totally. I love clam chowder, but you're right. It's gotta have some body to it.
Yeah, and that's about. I mean, food wise, that's about all I am picky. So I don't eat tomatoes, and that's it. I'll eat or try pretty much every. I mean, I've tried Rocky Mountain oysters. I've tried cougar backstrap, which is actually pretty good. It tastes like sweet pork. I've tried a lot of weird things. I've had lingua. I've had cachetes. I've had tripas, which is the tripe taco, menudo. I've had all that. But you put a tomato in front of me. Oh, you saw if you ever want to see something funny, go back to the Johnny Ballgame show clips. And Bubba Williams was on the show, and we had a habanero, and he said the only way he would eat the habanero is if I ate a tomato because he knows.
Oh, because you're not.
Yeah, and I took a bite of that tomato and just right on there.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so this is kind of. I mean, we had no intention about talking about food. So
but Thanksgiving takes you into food.
It sure does. Yeah. What do you want to talk about sports?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, let's do it. So for sports today, there's not a lot. LeGrand lost their semifinal match against Tillamook. It was a tough game. I mean, we had 6 turnovers, 28-21 final score in Gresham. The crazy thing is the OSAA still doesn't have this figured out. We're the higher seed. We have to travel 4 hours. They travel an hour and 15 minutes. They had 5 fans for every one of our fan. They had 3 Rooter buses, a whole big student section, and we had half of the bleachers, and they had the other half and the full other side full, which is, to me, kind of a tragedy. Like it sucks because we get punished for being from over here. And OSAA needs to figure that out. And that's not what cost us the game, but it's not when you go over there and you're playing in a game that's essentially for a home game for a team that's ranked lower than you.
Mm-hmm.
And you also have the refs from that area as well. Portland refs, it puts you right behind the 8 ball right off the bat. And to me, that's not how competition should be. It should be, as fair as possible. And I don't know where that game needed to be to make it as fair as possible, but definitely not in Gresham. OSAA needs to address that. It's not acceptable. It really it sucks. I mean, it was crappy weather too. It was cold. LeGrand people have to drive over a pass. Tillamook just comes, hour and 15 minutes down the road, shows up with 3 Reuter buses, and it as the 6th seed, and we're the 2 seed.
Yeah,
and it's essentially a home game for them, and we didn't perform, but if that game's played in Hermiston and we have 5 to their 1, or even if that game's played in the Dalles, I think we get more people to come.
Yeah,
and maybe that changes the aesthetic of it, the way it starts, and OSA needs to look at that in order to make it fair.
Yeah, who do you even talk to about those kind of things? So, I mean, and that's part of the problem.
It falls on what's that term? Falls on dead ears or silent
deaf ears.
Deaf ears. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and it's you and I have spent quite a bit of time offline talking about OSAA.
They try. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're not a horrible entity. I just think there's some things that they can do better. And one of them would be because those kids worked hard to get to where they're at. They beat really good teams.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you throw them in this game where they're the highest ranked left in the state, and they have to travel 4 hours to play a team that had to travel an hour and 15 minutes. That's just not okay. We didn't get a Reuter bus. We didn't have enough kids that could go,
Right.
And plus the cost too. You know what I mean? It costs our parents 3 times as much as it costs them. You know what I mean? How's that fair? Like, I don't understand it. And it used to be like that all the time for us. And when I was in high school, everything was played in Portland. It didn't matter what it was, all the playoff games. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's always been like that, but they could do better. If they're talking about neutral site hosting and trying to make things equal, then they have to do better than having a game in Gresham when it's LeGrand and Tillamook. Yeah. My eyes.
But we should have won that game.
Well, we just played like crap.
Yeah. I mean, that was I watched it online. Well, and we did some stuff for that, and I was so surprised. Yeah, but it is what.
And we still were in the game at the end of the game.
Right.
I mean, we were one.
No, it was right.
If we don't have 6 turnovers, we beat them by 30. Like I say, I mean, it's just that simple. And it was cold. It was weird. It was way colder than anybody thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
The wind was really humid, so it was bone chilling cold. Yeah. But anyways, on to wrestling and basketball, right?
That's right.
EOU volleyball won on Saturday. Their first round of the national tournament against Mobile, Alabama here. The first set, it was scary. They it was 28-26 the first set. So it's like, and we were down. We were down 24-23 at one time.
Wow.
And I was watching it on my phone. I'm like, oh no, like what's going on here in the car on the way. And then we come back and we win the second set 25-10 and the third set 25-17 for a sweep. And now they play in Sioux City, Iowa.
Wow.
Sioux City, Iowa is where they'll play pool play. They're the number 1 ranked team in the country in NAIA. So they're the number 1 seed in Pool A. There's 4 teams in each pool. Or 3 teams in each pool, I think. So they'll play each team in the pool once, and then they'll rank them based on that, and it'll go into a single elimination tournament for the national championship.
Cool.
And my boy Benny put together a clip of all the high school athlete interviews, and so there's not a lot to talk about sports-wise, so I'm going to play that clip for you guys today. What got you into sports as a youngster?
My dad, both my parents actually. Started out playing flag football.
I started when I was younger, like in grade school.
Peer pressure, but it was good peer pressure. I started playing with my older brother. I'd go to all his high school games.
It's my whole family, and I just grew up loving it and watching it.
What's your personal goal, and what's the goal of the team?
I think our team goal is to really just go far and work as a team.
All get along, no drama.
Field to actually win league this year.
Break into the 17s because I've been running like 1830, 1820.
To grow and become a better player.
Hopefully to make either first or second team GOL.
What's your favorite part about it?
Being with a team, but also knowing that I can run at my own pace.
It's the most challenging sport. I feel like it pushes you the most.
The adrenaline rush that I get.
The quick pace of it.
Probably playing defense and just hitting people.
What do you want to be when you grow up?
A nurse.
I think I'm probably going to start working construction with my dad.
I want to be an architectural engineer.
I want to study geopolitics because I want to work in an embassy.
Probably like an engineer and more in-depth, I guess, aerospace engineer.
Who's your hero? Who do you look up to?
Cristiano Ronaldo.
Jordan Burroughs, my dad. He's just always been a big role model in my life.
Jesus.
My great grandpa.
Can I say Taylor Swift?
Sure. What is your favorite sport?
It varies with each season, but I guess I'd go with baseball.
Probably football.
Probably wrestling.
Probably would be soccer.
Outside of like school and sports, what are your hobbies? What do you like to do?
I like to, lift weights a lot. I like to work out.
Kind of like relax, hang out with my family. I like playing cornhole.
I hunt a lot with my dad.
I am a musician. I play guitar. That's my main instrument. I've been playing.
Do you like pineapple on pizza?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely.
I do not like cooked pineapple, no.
I'm down with that. I get down with pineapple on pizza.
I'm allergic to pineapple, so the answer is no.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Probably Superman, because he's buff.
Does Batman count? He's just always been kind of like cool to me since I was younger. He's just kind of been like the guy who doesn't really have like a special power, but he can still kick some butt.
Wonder Woman for sure. She's tough, she's a girl, and she's pretty badass.
I mean, you can say it.
Badass.
Yeah. This ain't regulated by the FCC. What's your favorite food?
I'll make some good spaghetti. It's actually a tie between Dorwat, which means chicken stew, and Kiwat, which just means beef stew.
Lobster's hands down my favorite.
What's the last song you listened to?
Out of Time by The Weeknd.
Long Cool Woman in a Black Dress by the Hollies.
The Man Who Sold the World, Nirvana.
A Little Bit Stronger by Sarah Evans.
Something in the Orange, Zach Bryan.
2 Vaults by T Grizzly featuring Lil Yachty.
Huh. I don't know if I've heard that song or not, but why should I come play at LHS with you?
You should come run cross country for LaGrande High School because the team is great. We have a lot of fun together.
If you've never played volleyball before, it's a big deal to be on a team and learn all of these different life skills.
We really need the bodies. We really need some more people.
We're just a great group of people. Our coach is the absolute best. He's really supportive of all of us.
I think football really it takes strength, but it also helps your mind too.
How do you say cotton candy in French?
We say it's barba papa.
Bada baba?
Barba papa.
Baba baba.
Yeah, it means dad's beer.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. That checks out because it kind of looks like a beard. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a good video.
Yeah, Benny did a good job. So I don't know if people understand. That's 47 interviews, which had to be scheduled and done. Each one was about 15 minutes. They take about 25 minutes to a half an hour altogether. So that's just that little short 4-minute clip right there is hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of work. Just kind of collapsed into a little 4-minute.
Yeah. How many athletes were 40?
47.
That's crazy.
I interviewed 47 high school seniors. I think I was doing the math the other day, and I'm getting close to 300.
Wow. Interviews that you've done?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And then I got a bunch of interviews in the can that I need to get out too still from the last couple of weeks. Last week I was dealing with some headache issues, so I didn't get a lot out. But I have really good football interviews that need to come out still from EOU. And then tonight I have it might be my favorite interview ever. Jet Taylor, who's like one of my all-time favorites at EOU. She's playing her COVID year at Boise State, volleyball player, D1.
Yeah.
And then her brother, Solo. We're gonna mix it up.
Oh, it's the two of them together.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
And so he played his last game this last Saturday for EOU.
And
he started at Boise State.
Oh, interesting.
Right? So he started his football career at Boise State. She started her volleyball career here. She ended her volleyball career at Boise State, which is like her dream, like where she wanted to play since a kid. They're from Rigby.
Yeah.
And tonight I'm interviewing both of them together. So I've been messaging their dad all morning. So I'll have some good
ammo.
I already got some good ammo. Yeah, that's what I want too. That, you know, I mean, like I always do that. If it's gonna be like more than one person or it's like some sort of special interview, I always message like their family. Especially, I know their parents. I mean, I've been following both of them since the go.
Right.
And so, I mean, every time there's a home game EOU, I go talk to their dad. We hang out, talk for a while, and so I got some really good ammo for them. But it's gonna be and Solo also just got first team all conference for the Frontier Conference. So, and Jet was an All-American. You know what I mean? Here, and and not to mention like they're both stupid smart, like crazy smart.
Yeah.
So it's going to be quite a fun little interview. I think I'm looking forward to it.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, hey, let's look outside. Pretty fall day. It is chilly.
It looks cold.
Yeah.
It's clear, but it looks cold. You know when you get that.
Yeah. Let's see what Gabe has.
Heading into the day on Tuesday, much of us will be topping out into the mid-30s, although warmer out towards places like John Day and Pendleton, low to mid-40s. Those clouds will be quickly thickening up, bringing a mix of some scattered showers during the afternoon. That increases late day into the evening, where we could see snow fall in the evening hours, dropping a dusting to as much as 2 inches once you get up above 2,000 feet. That's places like LeGrand, Baker, John Day, Burns, Meacham, potentially even Ontario. If you want to see more than 2 inches, you really have to get up above 4,000 feet into places like Tollgate. If we're lucky, we could see upwards of 8 inches into the highest elevations of the Wallowas and potentially even Anthony Lakes. Heading into the day on Tuesday for LeGrand, it looks like this will start out into the mid to upper 20s at the 8 o'clock hour. More clouds and sun, but this will be the most amount of sun breaks you see compared to the rest of the day, with those breezy southeasterly winds turning to the southwest by the evening, with those gusts as high as 40 miles an hour in spots around midday as we start to see that front moving in, bringing us a lot of gloom, with possibly a few rain, snow, or grapple showers as early as the 2 o'clock hour. That increases late day into the evening, forming into steady precipitation, at least for a little bit, by about the 8 o'clock hour. That would potentially be all snow, giving us a couple inches in spots, dropping those temperatures into the mid to the upper 20s overnight, becoming increasingly dry, but can't rule out a few flurries into early Wednesday. Much more sunshine for the afternoon as those highs warm back into the low 40s.
There you go.
Bonesies.
Yeah.
So the rest of this week for us, I'll put out a show tomorrow, probably one today. I'll probably do back-to-backs. And then we're nothing on Thursday, probably not a lot on Friday. And then we come back next week on Thursday. On the morning show, we'll have Blue Mountain Humane Society. We know that for sure. And possibly...
So Gary Bell is going to be on, but I think he's going to be on the week after.
The week after. Okay.
So, but
and next week, Wednesday, Keeping It Clear with Cody Bowen.
Which will be that'll be a fun episode.
Yeah, it's going to be a surprise for you guys. We got a little surprise coming. So
yeah, it's not your normal.
It's nothing normal at all.
So
it's going to be fun.
Yeah. So look forward to that.
All right, let's get us out of here.
Yeah.
On this day, what is today? The 22nd of November, 1718. 1718. English pirate Edward Teach, a.k.a. Blackbeard, was killed during a battle off the coast of North Carolina. 1718. That's a long time ago. 1910 on this day, Arthur F. Knight patented a steel shaft to replace the wood shaft in golf clubs.
Oh, wow.
So 1910 on this day. 1963 on this day, BC. U.S. President Kennedy was assassinated while riding in a motorcade in Dallas, Texas. 1963. That's going to be, what will that be? That'll be 60 years next year. So it's 59 years ago.
It was funny because when Tanya's daughter lives in Dallas, and we went to visit them. We're going at Christmas time again, but we went to visit them as like, I want to go down to Daily Plaza. And they're like, what's a Daily Plaza?
Oh, I had no idea.
They had no idea, but it was it was fascinating being there.
On this day, 1986, Mike Tyson became the youngest to wear the world heavyweight crown. He was 20 years old.
Isn't that
and
crazy?
4 months.
Yeah.
But hey, he probably could have been a world champion at 16, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, he was still an amateur and he was knocking. I mean, the dude was, he was different.
He was formidable.
On this day in 2005, Microsoft's Xbox 360 went on sale. 2005, 17 years ago. And then I don't care about putting myself out, so I'm going to just say, on this day in 2018, I made the best decision in my life and got sober. Been sober for 4 years. Yep. Number one song in America on this day in 1992. I remember this song pretty clearly. It is, let me get to my graphic so I can show you guys. It is How Do You Talk to an Angel by The Heights. So it's on a show. How do I talk to an angel? I don't remember the words after that. And then quote for the day. Boom. Never let the things you want make you forget the things that you have. That might be a repeat for me, but that's a really good one for me. Never let the things you want make you forget the things that you have, which brings up the word gratitude and being grateful for what you have and what God has blessed us with. And, gratitude's not easy to practice, especially if you're on hard times. But one of the things that my mom does is she has a group of people on Facebook, over 200. And every day they post the 3 things that they're grateful for. And it could be something as simple as breathing. And it just resets you. You know what I mean? And I think my mom also makes this other profound statement. And it's not her, but she believes in it and lives by it. I think it's like 17 or 19 days of doing something creates a habit, right?
Right.
So if you talk about the things that you're grateful for 17 or 19 days in a row, you keep doing it. And then you develop an attitude of gratitude. And that's so important in this, especially in the world that we live in today.
Boy, isn't that true?
Yep.
Good stuff, man.
Good stuff. See you on next Tuesday.
You all have a great Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Yep. Thanks for watching us. We'll talk soon.